So with that, let me get set up for the one portion of the demo that I'll still do, multiple choice timed assessment. It's been fun for me to see how well ChatGPT does these questions now. So so let me do that demo that I'm still interested in doing, so that I think ChatGPT got pretty close to 100% on every assessment, every multiple choice timed assessment this semester. And it probably will get close to 100% on this one too. Um, it- so even last semester, I thought there were sets where ChatGPT only got 70%. There was one odd one where it got 40%, but I haven't seen anything like that this semester. So um, let me bring this up. So now I will go through this disclaimer as usual. Um, so again, without any hint of joking or smiling, so what you will see me do for the next 4 minutes or so is cheating. As a student, you should not be doing what you will see me as an instructor, just keeping ahead of, or keeping at the breast, keeping abreast of what's technologically possible. Me doing it, it's not a demonstration of for you to do anything similar to it. Again, the timed assessment rule is no outside help, and we have the online class honor code. Everything you submit should be reflective of your own work, and within the 10-minute time limit, if you are getting help from ChatGPT, there's no way what you are submitting is your own work. So please don't do what you will see me do in the next 4 minutes. Again, I'm just keeping track of what's technologically possible. Now there are ways to use ChatGPT in an academically honest way. I do totally recommend that. But the way you should do it is to study between the attempts. So that's how you should use it. I think I demonstrated before. So if you're using it that way, great. I got no issues with that. You are using these advanced tools to learn. Great. I endorse that fully. Don't use it during the timed assessment, because that's prohibited in multiple ways. And if you're using it that way, you're not learning anything. And that itself should tell you that you shouldn't be doing it. So with that, let me start with my usual cheating prompt. I have to tell ChatGPT, give me the answers very quickly, and maybe a short explanation for the benefit of people watching this recording, and maybe actually trying to learn from the recording. So, um, hi, I'm practicing oscillations and waves, multiple choice questions, a set of 10. Uh, can you please help me by giving me answers as quickly as possible, um, while being correct? Answers may be followed by a short, not short, brief and succinct explanation. Oh, and number the responses A, B, C, and D in order, please. That'll help me, enter the answer. And it'll acknowledge. After it has acknowledged, I will start. And I'm gonna do the same thing I've been doing before, kind of staggering, try to get through the question set as quickly as possible, and give ChatGPT best chance at beating me for the next attempt when I'm gonna try to compete with it on time and accuracy. All right, okay, I'm ready. Start. I'll paste this in. And while ChatGPT is answering, I'm copying the next, maybe even 2 questions into buffer. That way I'll be ready to paste in the next one as soon as ChatGPT is ready. Next 3 into buffer. Maybe next to every question into buffer. 'Cause, I think I can keep track of enough of them to be able to. All right. We'll see if I was overconfident. All right. Paste that in, and while it's answering, go back to question 1 and answer C. Natural fluid driven. Oof, it didn't repeat. All right. It didn't give me a way to double check its answer, but I think it's fine. I hope I only pasted or copied into buffer through. Okay, question 5. So I need now question 3. 1, 2, 3. And then question 2D amplitude is the maximum. Okay. And I have 6 in the buffer already, I think. Let me do 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. So that's all the questions I'll need, all in the buffer already. I think my the so that was question 3, right? So I need a question 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Question 3, answer it to A 1.5. Okay. Um, I think the clipboard buffer is I think at least the 20 long, so the 10 that should just stay in. I think. That was question 4. Yeah. So now we are being bottlenecked by ChatGPT's response time, which is fine. That's sort of where we want to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because if we are being bottlenecked by how quickly I can use ChatGPT, then that's a place where I can manipulate. I can do things where slow ChatGPT down in a ways that's unfair. Unfair in terms of the competition that we have. So as soon as that turns, okay. And then 5 was A, 3, oh, A, yeah, maybe. Paste in 6, I need a 7. So 10, 9, 8, 7. Mm. And as soon as this button turns shape, I'll paste it in. Oh, I wasn't keeping track of time. Uh, uh, go back. 6, E. Oh, wait, I mixed up the order of operation. I should have done that before I did. Oh, well. 10, 9, 8. As soon as that turns, submit, and then. Oh, maybe this portion of the image is confusing it. We'll see. I could have, at this point, I can probably do this. 8, 9, 10, and basically ask 3 questions all at once. I think that's actually doable. I'll give it a try and see what it does. What? It might be really stuck on question 7. No. No, that's probably right. I don't know. I don't know why in its a chain of thought it was going up to way, previous questions that had nothing to do with what what question 7 is about. The questions are not related to each other. They are randomly pulled from a question pool. So yeah, wow, yeah, it got that I'm asking it 3 questions at a time, and wow, I might be able to break 3-minute barrier. I mean, not for this one maybe, but with that technique, it might be possible to break 3-minute barrier. Um, Although I think O3 is taking longer than O1 usually does. Oh wow, it's already spent more than 4 minutes. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna beat it on time because I have an unfair advantage. I know all these questions by heart. I wrote all of them, and I have some of them basically committed to memory. So when I answer it, I'm not exactly answering it from scratch. I'm so all right. Let's do it this way. I'm trying to give ChatGPT as good a chance as possible on time, and so yeah, got 100% of the questions correct. Wow, it is good. And on time, it's probably at like a 5 minutes. So 5.5 minutes. So I do think I have a pretty good chance at beating it on time. On accuracy, I have no chance of beating it on accuracy, um, but I can still hope to tie it on accuracy while beating it on time. So let me get set up for this. So I need a O from alpha. Because that's my calculator. That's my fastest calculator where all I have to do is type in expressions and I can edit, and I basically need to do it faster than 30 seconds per question. So, sip of coffee. So, ChatGPT having spent 5.5 minutes, after I do it, we'll subtract out 5.5 minutes, compare my time to ChatGPT's, hoping I'll at least be able to tie it on accuracy. And as with the previous times when I've done this, talking takes concentration. So I'm gonna be quiet for a bit, just thinking. Any calculations I can do in my head, I'm gonna do it in my head. Basically, the only sounds you will hear for the next hopefully 3 or 4 minutes, it's gonna be excited utterances where I'm just where saying things that way helps me think. But I'm not gonna be explaining anything. I'm just trying to go through as quickly as possible, but not cheating, not cheating. So I still don't recommend that you do what I'm gonna do now because you have 10 minutes. You should use that time to double check. You shouldn't try to speed run through the multiple choice. All right, uh, I'll have this so I can keep track of time. Ready, set, go. Frequency are independent. Yeah. Sometimes, oh, per second. Yeah, that's hertz. Um, transverse. No. Um, yeah, Holly. No, yeah, a period. Hmm. Where I wasn't looking ahead. What's antennas? No, I'm just trying to be. Yeah, I think that's right. Um, double checking. Um, yeah, again, me trying to be confusing. Speed, frequencies inversely, I think. Units are wrong. I think that's the correct units. Yeah, okay, no wrong units. Ooh. Oh. Um, I think I remember it right, but oh yeah, yeah. 10 kilohertz is definitely, and 200 is too high. Yeah. Sorry, got distracted for a bit. Popular sound word. Maybe. Let me just double check. Propagation of vibration. Yeah, that's better than this. I think this is just actual movement, not wave. This I'm not sure. Oh well, in air there's no transverse component. Yeah. Okay. So I think I answered everything. Let me submit it then so that I can beat ChatGPT on time and tie on accuracy. Yeah. So let me. So I guess again, because I was trying to go quickly, didn't explain anything. Let's say, and I think this set is actually on the easier end. I think more of the questions in this set are from my physics 10, which are easier. Um, Now, if any of the questions when you saw me answer, you weren't sure, like how did I get that answer, then let me slowly scroll through the questions, and you can ask ChatGPT, why is that answer correct, and it'll probably give you a correct explanation because it's done so well this semester. So I'm pretty sure ChatGPT will be able to answer your questions well enough. So let me slowly scroll through my attempt. Um, yeah. And here, so one of the things you can use ChatGPT for is like here, I just used the Wolfram Alpha because I knew that's allowed within the rules, so I'm not cheating. And it'll be quicker than me trying to manually convert minutes to seconds, and guess revolutions you don't need to convert. So you could ask ChatGPT, So I got the correct answer to this question using Wolfram Alpha, but I'd like to learn how to do it by hand manually. Can you teach me? And this would be academically honest use of ChatGPT and one that also supports your learning. The kind of the things that you can do with the computerized tools, it's sometimes I think it's actually worth knowing how to do it by hand. I remember when I was in high school, I spent some time learning how to take square root by hand through some double division algorithm. I don't remember it now, but the process of learning it was helpful because kind of teaches you how to think through it. So yeah, no special tools really. Yeah, know that and RPN. Oh, well, this is not very helpful. Um, um, Maybe this is good enough of an explanation. RPN counts as cycles in 60 seconds, so that maybe explains that enough. But if you thought it didn't quite explain it, then ask it again. Like, can you explain again, like how you get this formula? Then one kind of virtue of ChatGPT is that it has infinite patience. It has a limited number of responses. How many? It doesn't tell me. I think there's like 50 maybe. It has a limited number of responses, but usually if there's one question that's holding you back within the number of responses, I'm sure. I think you can probably get an explanation that sticks with you. So yeah. Oh, radians per second. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let me scroll through the rest of the questions. This is question 4. Um, and you could ask for, let's say, a later question. There's one where I think I had one choice and then switch it to another one. Let me ask ChatGPT, why isn't the other choice the correct answer? Question 6, question 7, question 8. Question 9. Oh, I guess I could ask this too. Or um, well, or at least an explanation of, why are the second or the third choice not correct. I thought the choices were close here, and I think I got lucky. But why wouldn't second or the third choice also be correct? And then I'll ask a question 10. Why isn't this correct? My justification is that this is just describing you throwing stuff through air. That's not a wave. Uh, Textbook style with all range, yeah, that's the textbook style because they all chop off apart. Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely hear 100 hertz, maybe even down to 60 hertz. Like if I ever gave you a choice that goes from 50 to 20 kilohertz, that would be a little bit too close because I don't think I can hear 40 hertz. But 200 is definitely too high. And here, 10 kilohertz is definitely too low. I think I'm old, but even I think I can hear still 10 kilohertz. Now, if I cut it off at like 15 kilohertz, then yeah, I don't think I can hear above 15 kilohertz. But yeah, yeah, healthy young years and even older years will hear definitely 15 up to maybe 13, 14 kilohertz. Yeah, yeah, good. But this range is actually a little bit over inclusive. Many people won't hear down to 25 hertz or lower, and many people will, like even younger people will like cut off at like 18 kilohertz, I think, unless you're a baby. Um, uh, Thank you. Last question. For this question, why wouldn't let me paste in the image and then, oops, oh yes. uh, Why wouldn't this choice also be correct? And I don't know how ChatGPT will explain this, that it's just a really wordy way of saying you're throwing stuff. Oh, discretion to air. Oh, all right. Yeah, implies bulk motion. Yeah, that's the really the problematic part. Yeah. Yeah. And I guess if you maybe didn't have D, but you'd still think about C, but D is clearly a better choice. And that's a part of like a test taking strategy. In multiple choice where there's only one correct answer, go with a better answer rather than sticking with those shaky one. So, all right, I think that's everything. That's the demo for this multiple choice timed assessment. Hopefully, it's helpful.